By 1862, the war had consumed the nation. Battles raged from Virginia to the Mississippi, and both sides were learning the terrible arithmetic of modern war, that victory would come not from courage alone, but from endurance. In the East, Robert E. Lee had taken command of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. Charismatic, brilliant, and deeply loyal to his home state, Lee transformed the South's defenses into a force that stunned the North again and again. At Fredericksburg, at Chancellorsville, his men fought with a ferocity that bordered on impossible. But even as the South won victories, it was losing strength. Every triumph came with thousands dead, men the Confederacy could not replace. In the West, a new name was rising, Ulysses S. Grant. Quiet, stubborn, and unrelenting, Grant believed in total commitment. "I propose to fight it out on this line if it takes all summer," he said, and he meant it. At Vicksburg, he surrounded the city and starved it into submission. When it finally fell on July 4th, 1863, the Mississippi River came under Union control. The Confederacy was split in two. At the same time, far to the east, another great battle unfolded, Gettysburg. It began almost by accident, a clash between Confederate and Union troops in a small Pennsylvania town. But what followed would decide the fate of the nation. For 3 days, from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863, more than 160,000 men fought across the fields and ridges of Gettysburg. The Union held the high ground. The Confederates charged again and again, culminating in Pickett's charge, a desperate advance into a wall of Union fire. When it was over, Lee's army was shattered. More than 50,000 men lay dead or wounded. It was the bloodiest battle in American history. Two great victories, Gettysburg and Vicksburg, came within a single day of each other, and with them, the tide began to turn. But it was not just the battlefield that was changing. It was the war's purpose. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring freedom for all enslaved people in the Confederate States. The Civil War was no longer just about preserving the Union. It was about redefining it. What began as a conflict over law and loyalty had become a fight for human freedom. The world watched as the meaning of America was rewritten, in fire, in blood, and in belief. The South would not surrender easily, but from this moment forward, the Union had something the Confederacy could never match: the momentum of moral purpose. The tide had turned, but the cost of victory was only beginning to reveal itself.